boom. Let's begin. Whew. Oh, okay. Welcome back, everybody. We are doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. Oh, usually we just jump right into it, but I want to give a couple seconds for people to hop into the live. And you're like, what the heck is this guy doing? We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, the number one quality, to build a little bit of community, to make stretching and suffering in this position going, my hamstrings, a little bit more fun, a little bit more bearable. And hopefully we'll make a whole bunch of progress towards better movement, better hip mobility, and towards our side splits. Cool? All right, you got the gist of what we do. Let's get into the movements. We're going to start with hip cars. Hip cars are all spelled controlled, articulated rotations, car. And they look a little bit like this. We are trying to bring our leg up as high as we can directly in front of us. Then we're going to open up our hip wide, off to the side. Keep that knee high. Then we're going to rotate the leg. Slowly. I'm going to spin around so you can see that leg a little bit better. Bring the ankle up to horizontal with the knee. And then keep going. Try to bring that ankle as high as possible. Bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings. Flex the glutes. Feel the stretch here in the front. And that is one rep. Travels Roxy says, hello, I'm ready to do this. Welcome back, Travels Roxy. I'm glad you're so excited. Amazing. Okay. Those are hip cars. That's one. We're going to do 10 of these on the left side. We're going to do 10 of these on the right side. Let's go. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open up. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. I think there's 4, maybe 5. I kind of forgot to count. But now we're definitely at 5. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. 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 Open. Ankle up. Down and back. I'm pretty sure this is number 10. Whew. Hip cars. Part 1 done. Hey, Che. Welcome back. We are going to do hip cars on the other side. Let's go. Stand up straight. Flex the core. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 4. Keep going. 5. Open. Ankle up, down and back, knee, open, ankle up, down and back, knee, open, ankle up, down and back. I think that's 8, 9, last one, and 10. Those are hip cars. Going forward. Take a quick breath, relax, chill for a second. Hey, Eduardo, welcome back over on YouTube. It's good to see you. And Gayata. Welcome back. All right, let's continue. We just did hip cars. Going forward, your hips hopefully are a little tiny bit looser. If you just jumped in, don't worry. We have more hip cars to do. Let's do them in reverse. This part, I want to just keep this core nice and tight because it tends to be the case. We do a lot of this where the hips go, or where the low back goes back in and out, sort of like twerking. And we don't want to do that as much when we're starting with this movement. Bring the leg down and back. I want you to try your best to keep your core nice and tight so that you put a little less pressure on that low back. All right? Whew. Let's go. Core nice and tight. Bring the leg down and back. Find a balance. Bring the leg forward. Whew. And that is one rep. We're going to keep going. But before we continue, I'm going to make an adjustment real quick on one of these devices and see if that helps. Sorry for YouTube still causing internet difficulties. All right, let's go. Hip cars going backwards. I'll bring the leg back down and back to the side ankle up, ankle down, knee, down and back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee, down and back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. I think that's 3. Down, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 4. Down, side, ankle, ankle, knee. Down, side, ankle, ankle, knee. I think that's 6. Down, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 7. Down, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 8. Down, side, ankle, ankle, knee. 9. Down, side, ankle, ankle, knee, and that's 10. Oh man, hip curls are done on this side. Whew, we got one last side to do. Shake out your legs if they're already tired, and let's get these done. Again, keep that core nice and tight. High knee, open, ankle up. Oh, sorry, what am I doing? Back, flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch here in the hip flexor. Sorry, I was going the normal direction, not in reverse. Lift the leg up to the side, rotate the ankle, bring the ankle down, bring the knee forward. That is 1. We're doing 10 of these. I don't know how many of the regulars are on the live, but you might remember that for a long time, I was telling you how that first rep in the hip, in the reverse, would be really uncomfortable and cause a lot of discomfort. And I'd be like, ugh, on that first rep. I haven't had that for a while. And I still feel a little bit of a click, and there's still a little bit of something, but it doesn't feel like pain. It's just like, oh yeah, my hip does that click on the first couple of reps. And so I guess the hip cars are working. My legs are moving better. I have no idea how many of these we've done. I'm gonna pretend it's 6. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 7. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 8. 2 more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 9. My legs are really tired. My form is getting awfully sloppy, but let's finish up. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. 10. Whew. There's our hip cars. Whew. If you're just joining in for the first time, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching, hip mobility work, and we do this every day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make stretching and doing these things for our bodies a little bit more fun, a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more on a schedule, so that we can all make a little bit more progress together. All right, if that sounds fun, if that sounds like something you need, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, and wow, I'm super out of breath. Make sure to hit follow, make sure to hit subscribe, and keep coming back, because we do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, which means we started 11 minutes ago. Okay, do I need it? Make it hit my back? No, you actually want to keep the hip cars from making your back move, right? When you bring your leg back and you try to really reach that leg, it tends to be the case you put a whole bunch of pressure in the back. I want you to actually do the opposite. I want you to tuck your core, keep the core strong so that your chest is not flying out. Your chest is a little bit more tucked in, and that will put less pressure on your back. That's what we're trying to do with that core. I know that when I get tired and when I talk too much, I stop focusing on the core. So during the live, you might notice that sometimes my back will start relaxing and then I'll start bending, and when we're bringing the legs back. But do as I say and not as I do, and focus on keeping the core tight and feeling the stretch here at the hip and not pressure in the back. All right. What else we got over on YouTube? Eduardo says Carnival was awesome here in Salvador. It's the best street party in the world. Ooh, Eduardo, that's so cool. Ooh. Okay, that was our hip cars. That was our first warm-up exercise. It was a little bit intense, so we're going to drop into something a little bit more chill, a little bit more relaxed. We are going to fold into this L shape. If you have a tight low back right now, you're probably feeling it a little bit, and that's okay. Just chill. Give it a couple seconds. Breathe. Let those muscles relax. Massage them if you'd like. And once your back stops freaking out, You start feeling it in your hamstrings. We are ready to continue. Hang out here for a little bit longer. Do a little shake. Wiggle that butt around. Oh, feel the hamstrings pulling together. I'm getting into this L shape because this is where my flexibility is getting stuck. If you are super flexible, you can just go and fold really far forward. Get to the point where you get stuck and do a little wiggle, do a little shake. Encourage your muscles to loosen up from there. All right. From here, we're about ready to add some walking in. We're doing elephant walks. And what that looks like is we're going to bend one knee and straighten out the other. We're going to keep on trying to bring our belly button down as low as we can go. All right. We're going to switch to the other side and switch to the other side and switch to the other side. The first couple of these reps might feel wildly uncomfortable. You might be feeling a whole bunch of tension here in the glutes. You might be feeling a tension in the hamstrings, as usual. You might be feeling a whole bunch of tingliness in your calves and your toes. That tingliness is often called nerve flossing and nerve stretching. So if you need to Google something, that's what that's called. And keep going. Keep going. The goal here is to do some elephant walks until your hamstrings loosen up a little bit, till your muscles hang out and chill out. And the movement starts feeling a little bit more smooth. It gets to the point where you're like, oh, hey, that wasn't so bad. This isn't that intense. This is okay. And you suddenly forget how much of a pain in the butt it was when you started. That is what we want. We want you to know, we want you to feel, we want you to see that doing a little bit of warm up makes a huge difference in your mobility, in your ability to do cool things, so that you never forget when you're about to do something cool. Warm up. Okay, we're gonna do 3 more seconds. 3. Keep on trying to bring that belly button down to the ground as low as you can. 2, 1, 0. Pop into a bit of a squat. Come back into standing. And we are done with our elephant walks. Shake out your legs. If your toes are still feeling a little tingly, if your calves are feeling tingly from that, shake them out. Do a wiggle, do a dance. Let the body relax. And we're going to move on into part 2 of stretch number 2, or warm-up exercise number 2. What we're going to do is we're going to keep our legs relatively close together, hips width apart. Right? We're going to bend one leg just like before, have the other leg be straight just like before, and we're going to fold forward just like before. The main difference here is we're taking our hand from the bent knee side, we're reaching across the body, we're pushing against this straight leg to help rotate the chest, to rotate the spine. All right? And when we start rotating, I want you to aim your hand up into the air, and then I want you to try your best to reach behind you. And I want you to imagine that there's a rope coming out the top of your head, and it's pulling you as straight as you can while you're folding forward. Okay? There we have it. This is where we're getting the thoracic rotations too. We're going to do the other side. Bend one knee, straighten the other leg. Hand from the bent knee side reaches across the body to the straight side to help push open. We're trying to lengthen the spine. We're trying to rotate in the spine. We're trying to reach the arm behind us. And that is 1 rep. I talk fast. You don't need to move fast. Take it nice and gentle and slow, and see if you can slowly work some extra range of motion into your back. Let's go. We got 4 more reps to do. Leg bent, leg straight, reach across, open up, and reach and reach and reach. When you get to as far as you feel like you can reach, I want you to take a small inhale and then exhale a bunch of air. And see if you can go a lot further in that reach. But don't run out of oxygen. That's not good. Other side. Bent leg, open, reach. Breathe. Do that final inhale, exhale, and reach just a little bit further. That's number 2. We got 3 more to go. We're going to pick up the pace just a little bit. I'm going to explain less and focus more on rotating. Reach, 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 and down. Reach, 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 and down. That's 3. and 4. Last one. Oh, and 5. Oh, here we go. That is some thoracic rotation. If your shoulders are a little bit tired from trying to bring your arm back, if your back shoulder blades are feeling a little bit tired from contracting those muscles, then you probably did it right. What we're trying to do is add a little movement into our spines so that they're a bit more relaxed, they're a little bit more comfortable. Cool? We're going to move on into our third warm-up exercise. It's called the Cossack switch. And it looks a little bit like this. We are opening up our legs pretty wide, and we are trying our very best to squish as low and compact as we can here on one side and have that heel down on the other. We're going to have different levels of flexibility across the board. So, if you can't get quite to this position, that's okay. We're going to do some stretches to prepare for it. From here, we're going to scoot our butts over to the other side, hang out, try and squish low, and then come back over to this side. That is 1 rep. It's going to be really hard to get into it, like I said earlier, so we're going to pre-stretch some of the muscles that we need. I want you to squat down, hug your knees to your chest, fold your chest down to those legs, lean forward so that your ankles are feeling that stretch. Your heel is probably going to be off the ground, and this is important because if you try to put your heels down and you don't have the flexibility for it, you're probably just going to fall backwards. So lean forward, hug your knees, feel the stretch in your ankles, in your calves, and do a little wiggle. Just shift around, do a little bit of movement. Similar to how we were doing the elephant walks, that little bit of movement helps to relax some of those muscles. All right, helps you get a little bit deeper into the stretch. From here, I want you to continue for a couple seconds, and then we're going to get ready and do some Cossack switches together. Whew. All right, you guys keep going. Actually, no, we're going to do it all together. From here, we're going to put our hands down directly in front of us. So we're going from knees tucked to our chest to hands just down on the floor in front of us. Cool? From here, we're going to extend one leg out and set up that long leg situation. And then we're going to try our best to drop this heel down to the ground. This is important because having the heel down helps you balance. And we want you to balance well because you got to move a bunch. All right? From here, you might need to be much higher up than I am. And that's okay. This is all part of the process. I want you to try to keep your hips low to the ground, to try to squish and get compact. But if your hips, your ankle, your knees can only hit this point, that's where you're starting, and that's okay. From here, we're trying to scoot our butts over to the other side. And when you get there, I want you to, once again, try to get as small, as compact, as squished as possible. Feel that stretch, feel the intensity here in the hip, and come back. The whole time you're doing this, you can always put your hands down in front of you. Give yourself a little bit of support, both for balance and for strength. This is number 2, by the way. Keep going. We're doing 10 of these. And that's 3. You can keep using your hands the whole entire time. All 10 reps. That is totally fine. Give yourself the support that you need. And if you feel like you're strong enough to not need your hands, continue without your hands. If you feel like this is easy and comfortable enough for you as well, you can try and sit up a little bit straighter. It's going to change the way the muscles in your low back are working. It's going to shift your balance a little bit and engage a couple more muscles. So you can always add these in. I think this is 6 or 7 at this point. It must be 7. Come to the side, pause, come back, pause. That's 8. If the inside of your knees are starting to get a little bit achy because you're hanging out here in this low position and you're feeling a lot of pressure here, you can change up the work. You can come up a little bit out of the squat, come across, sit down into it, then up, then across, then down into it. All right? I think that's 9. Last one, and 10. Those are our Cossack switches. And that means we are done with our warm-up exercises. If you're joining in live for the first time, you're like, wait, that's just the warm-up exercises? And that sounds intimidating for you. Don't worry. We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. And what that means is we need to warm everybody up, get our muscles prepared so that we can get into our more intense stretches and get the most out of those stretches. And that means we're getting to the main thing, which is stretches. So it's not nearly as intense as 10 reps of Cossack switches. All right, grab a sip of water, grab a cushion, and we're gonna move on into our stretches. The next stretch that we're gonna do is a hamstring stretch. We're gonna be on one knee for the whole entire stretch, like this, while folding forward. So a cushion for your knee will be very nice. It can be an old towel rolled up. It could be some dirty laundry that doesn't smell so bad, just stuffed under your knee. It could be your dog bed, anything you want. In the meantime, I'm also going to drink, and I'm going to scroll real quick to see if there are any messages I need to respond to. Charles actually says, oh, nice. Daisy K says, hi, Ken. Hello. And Ang Su JK is back. Welcome. Says, my body is responding really well. I keep yawning. Well, that's good. Yawning is often a sign that you need more oxygen and you need to breathe more. So while you're doing the exercises, breathing more helps to relax. Yawning helps you relax. Fulty says, that made me sweat. Lol. Awesome. That's good. We've only just begun. There's plenty more to come. All right. I have hit a bunch of these messages. Cheryl says, I need to do these. Awesome. All right. Let's continue. Oh, that was more than a sip of water. Hi, Ken. Do I need to drop out of class? There are over 100 people here. Oh, thanks, Kilmar, for letting me know. I appreciate that you're here. And thank you, other 100 people who have been here waiting for me to continue. All right, let's go. We are doing some hamstring stretches. It looks a little bit like this. If you have a cushion that's big enough, I recommend you drop both your knees onto that cushion. And we're going to start from here. From here, we are taking a look at our hips. I want you to see that your hip on the right side, your hip on the left side, they are in a straight line right in front of each other. All right. Oftentimes, when we get into stretches, when we get into these positions, we try to do something impressive, and we might try to reach our legs super far forward, and one hip is way out here, and the other hip is back here because we're trying to do some front splits at the same time, right? That's not what we're doing. We're doing some hamstring stretching. So I recommend actually that you pull that hip back in, try to keep them pretty close together, so that you can fold and focus on the hamstring stretch. All right. If you have a leg that you already know is less flexible than the other, start with the leg that is less flexible, because I spend more time explaining the first go around and you get a couple extra seconds in the leg that's less flexible. Cool. All right. Knees are down. I was like, where did I even get to with the explanation? Knees are down. Hips forward, shoulders forward, head forward, everything pointed forward. We're going to extend one leg out, also forward. If you're immediately struggling with balance, then you can open up your legs a little bit wider to help with that stance. But if you're otherwise fine, then keep your legs together and you can focus on folding forward. What we're going to do next is we're going to bring the belly button down to the thighs. All right? So we're just going to try and fold that down. This is not about the head. This is not about the shoulders turning into a little ball and squishing deep. This is about your belly button coming down. So if you're feeling a lot of pressure in your neck, you're feeling a lot of pressure in your shoulders, try and chill out a little bit. You're not using those for the folding, all right? I'm going to rotate around so you don't have to stare at the top of my head and you can see the angle of the body a little bit better. And let's go. Fold forward, bring that belly button down. Ooh, feel that stretch in your hamstrings. Tell yourself, this is okay. Whew. Breathe, chill, massage your legs if you want. Just squeeze those hamstring muscles and make it normal. Whew. From here, we're going to do a big inhale, exhale. All right, what does that mean? We're going to be taking a big breath in. Don't inflate yourself like a balloon and pop up out of the stretch. And then we're going to slowly exhale. And as we exhale, I want you to try and fold your belly button down deeper into the stretch. And it's going to be not the most comfortable. So I hope you're prepared. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. When you're folding, I want you to feel the hamstring stretch get more intense, but I also want you to try to bring your hips down into a deeper position. Maybe your core is a little bit tight right now as you're trying to flex your abs and pull them down as well. That is how we get into a more folded position. We're going to take another inhale, exhale. So let's do it. Inhale. Exhale and fold. At this point, feel free to grab your leg. Try to keep your belly button down to the ground and try to breathe. Some normal breaths. Try to relax. Try to make this feel like it's almost normal. Try to convince your brain that this isn't crazy. And hopefully your brain will let you relax a little bit in this position. All right? That's it. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Try to relax as much as you can into the stretch. I know it's super uncomfortable and it sounds crazy. How am I relaxing? Do you know how tight my legs are? That's okay. Just try your best. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come back up out of that hamstring stretch. We just finished the first one. We got to do the other leg. Take a second to breathe. Relax. And let's go. Switch to the other side. Drop that knee. Again, keep your hips in a straight line next to each other. Fold forward. Bring that belly button down towards the thigh. All right. Oh, from here, take a couple of small breaths. Try to relax. And then we're going to inhale, exhale. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Your hamstrings are crying. Your calves might be tense. Your toes might be tingling. And that's okay. All right. Keep on taking some normal breaths. Squeeze your calves. Squeeze your hamstrings with your hands. Distract yourself from how intense this feels. And we're going to do one more inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Bring that belly button down as low as you can. Again, it's not about your head coming down to your knees. It's not about your chest coming down to the knee. Those might happen, but we're not focusing on that, so we're not putting a whole bunch of strain on our neck and our shoulders trying to bring it down. This is all happening from the folding at the hips. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. 21, 20. If you hold your breath, your muscles definitely will not relax. So no matter how intense that stretch feels, keep on trying your best to breathe. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that stretch. Oh, those are our hamstring stretches. We're just doing one round of 30 seconds. And if your legs are super tired right now, if your hamstrings are feeling like they are all wonky, that is okay. That's normal. Come on out of that stretch. You can get rid of the cushion. We don't need that anymore. And we're going to move on into stretch number 2. It is called the butterfly stretch. I recommend you do this against a wall that is high enough to cover your shoulders and your back so that it will support you when you lean backwards. All right. So get your butt to that wall. Butt, low back, shoulders, head, everything against the wall. My head is against the window and it's not against the wall, but that will be okay because most of my shoulder blades are covered. Okay? From here, we're going to grab our feet. We're going to bring them in towards our groin as close as possible. And you might immediately feel pressure in your low back because for most of us, when you get into this position, you're going to feel like you want to roll backwards. Luckily, we have a wall behind us to keep us from rolling and help us focus on the stretch that matters. The butterfly stretch is a groin stretch. You're going to feel a lot of the tension here in the groin. And the way you stretch out the groin is by bringing the knees down into the ground. All right? Because we care about you being able to do this by choice with your own muscles. I want you to use your outer thigh muscles, your glutes, to help open up your hips. All right? I want you to flex those muscles, contract them, contract them, contract them. Bring your knees down into the ground. And if you're not quite sure how to do this, you're not sure if you're doing it right, if you're feeling tension here in the groin, you're probably doing it right. If you saw the legs, the knees start to go down and then get stuck, now they're just vibrating a little bit because your muscles are working so hard and can't make any progress, that's probably also right. The only time when it's wrong is when your knee starts coming up and going this way. That, you could probably tell, is not what we want. From here, reset, sit back against the wall, and take your hands, apply a little bit of pressure just below the knee, push down into it. When you're doing this, your shoulders are going to stab into the wall. Maybe the back of your head is going to push into the wall. You're going to feel a lot of pressure. That's because you're pushing your knees down, but you're also technically pushing your back into the wall. And that's why we like the wall, because it keeps us from falling over and keeps us applying pressure into the knees. You get it? Cool. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Keep on contracting and relaxing and contracting. Just use the muscles in your legs to help you with this. And apply that steady pressure through your hands. Keep breathing. 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. We're trying to get those knees down into the ground. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that is our butterfly stretch. If you are feeling like your legs don't work right now and you're struggling to lift the leg up, you can give your leg a little shake, a little wiggle with your hands. Be like, hey, wake up, pop, 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 pop. You gotta get out of bed. You got to get to work or school, whatever it is that needs to happen for your legs. Once you've shaken them out a little bit, they'll usually wake up and you'll be able to regain some function here. Flap the wings of this butterfly. And we're ready to move on into stretch number 3. Stretch number 3 is the standing pancake or the seated pancake. And come back into standing. Shake out the legs for a couple more seconds. And we'll get right into some pancake. The pancake stretch has 2 main components. One of them is opening up your legs pretty wide. For some of us, if you have a lot of strength already, great, it's going to be easy. But the deeper you get into that position, the more intense it's going to be, right? If you're doing the standing version, you're going to be contracting these muscles because you have to hold yourself up. You have to stand, right? That's going to make the standing pancake a lot more difficult than the seated pancake, where you don't have to hold up your whole body weight with these muscles. So you get to pick. Do you want to make it harder? Do you want to make it easier? Do you want to work on your inner thigh strength a little bit more? Or do you want to chill out a little bit more and just relax into the stretch? Those are your options. Standing is a little bit more intense. Seated is a little bit more chill. In both, however, we are trying our best to fold forward. And then forward some more. And then forward some more. And then forward some more. And then hopefully to the point where our chest meets our legs and we kind of look like this. It's a really hard stretch for most people. And the reason why I like the standing pancake is it's very easy to get into a situation or into a position where your upper body is more or less horizontal. When your upper body is more or less horizontal, you're going to feel the most leverage here at the hip. You're going to feel the effects of gravity pulling down on you the most here, and you're going to get a lot more of a stretch out of it with less work from you, more work from gravity. And that's what we like. We like to be lazy and let gravity do most of the work when we can. From here, we got your options. You can sit, you can stand. If you're brand new to this and you want to sit, I recommend a pretty high chair. Just make sure the chair is close to a wall or against the wall so it doesn't slide out from underneath you, because having your butt high into the air helps you to get into this position where you're horizontal with your upper body a lot easier, right? Since we just did 4 rounds of lives in 2 days, my legs are already sore and quite tired. So I'm going to continue doing seated pancakes for at least today. I think I'll go back to standing pancake tomorrow. And I'm going to use a little bit of a yoga block to help elevate my butt in that seated position. All right, from here, we're gonna open up our legs as wide as we can. If you need a specific number to aim for, you can start by aiming for 90 degrees with your legs. If you're already past 90, you can aim for 120, and that's plenty. That's good. From here, we're trying to bring the belly button down towards the ground. All right, fold it forward, rotate, rotate, rotate. To make this more intense, you can stick your biceps by your ears and fold forward. That's it. That's our stretch. Keep on breathing. Lean forward. Try to bring the belly button down. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Relax as much as you can. And we're going to start at 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Remember to breathe, don't hold your breath. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, come back up into standing and or come back up out of the folding position. Bring your legs together. If that means you're standing, great. If that means you're still sitting, also great. Just fine. Grunt, groan as much as you want. You have to listen to me grunt and groan, but I don't have to hear you, so you can grunt as much as you want. Okay, that is our pancake stretch. The pancake is really intense, like I said earlier, because we're combining the stretch here on the inner thighs as well as the hamstring stretch by folding forward. And that's partially why we spend so much time doing some variation of hamstring work from the elephant walks that we started with, where we did this. We're trying to bring our belly button lower and lower and lower and trying to get that position to feel comfortable as much as we can, to the hamstring stretches where we spend so much time setting up, getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and then finally holding that stretch. It was all preparation for the pancake so that you can get as comfortable and as deep into that forward fold position as possible without feeling like you just did 3 pancakes. Cool? And with that, it's time to move on. We're going to go on into our 4th stretch. It is either the pigeon or the figure 4. I'm pretty sure I did the figure 4 12 hours ago, so it's time for some more figure 4. Let's do it. In both stretches, either figure 4 or the pigeon, you got the option to do whatever you'd like if you know the stretch. I'm just explaining one of the two on any given day. And I'm going to pop in and look at the chat real quick. Seated pancake. It's an alternative to standing pancake. Yes, that is absolutely right. We got a question. What is bro doing? We're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, to help ourselves move a little bit better, to get some cool moves like some side splits. So if you need a little bit of help practicing consistency, you need some good vibes, some good energy to make the stretching a little bit more fun, because just folding forward and stretching on any given day feels like just pure agony and suffering, and you need some entertainment at the same time. This is the place to be. Make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. We do this live every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you don't know what time that is for your time zone, we started 41 minutes ago, and we start at this time every single day. Cool? All right. Where are we at? Figure 4, pigeon. In both stretches, we're basically doing something that looks like this. We'll bring the ankle up to our hips, and we'll bring our belly button down to our ankle. From the side, it looks a little bit like this. We are folding forward, and we're trying to feel the stretch here in the outside of the hips and the outside of the glutes. All right? We got lots of different ways to do this. The pigeon has you laying down on the ground, folding forward. The figure 4 has you laying on the back, pulling your leg in. Today, we're going to talk about pulling your leg in. So, sit your butt down on the ground, lay down, cross this leg over to the other side. We're reaching our hand through the triangle we just made and around the leg, and we're pulling the leg in. Oof. You might feel a bit of a stretch on the inside in the hamstrings. We want you to definitely feel the stretch here in the outside of the hip and the outside of the glutes. So, pull, breathe, chill, pull some more, breathe, and pull some more, breathe. And once you've pulled your knee pretty close to your chest already, we're starting our 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Don't suddenly fall asleep because you're laying down. I know it's late, you're tired. Just hold out a little bit longer. Pull that knee in towards your chest. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14. If your knee is getting a little bit uncomfortable, there's a lot of torque coming from your ankle into your knee, and your knee is not feeling nice, you can give your knee a little bit of a hug and pull that leg in slightly and breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Let that leg go, relax into that chilled out position on the floor. If you'd like, you can extend your arms out to either side, and you can let your hips drop to the left and to the right. Stretch out that low back a little bit. Give yourself a little bit of relaxation before we get into the next stretch. That's 2 and 3. And you can just pause and chill in this position for a little bit if you need to. Cool? All right. Feel free to hang on in that position if you know how to get into the figure 4 fast, because I got to demonstrate. All right, we're switching to the other side. Leg is crossed over. We're reaching through the triangle around the leg, pulling it in, feeling the stretch out here in the side of the glutes. Keep on pulling that leg in, breathe, chill, pull that leg in some more, breathe, chill. And I think we're about ready. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Again, the goal is to feel it here in the side of the glute. You might feel it on the inside of the legs as well. And hug that knee in if you're feeling a little bit of knee tension, knee discomfort. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. You don't have to be doing a crunch the whole time. So earlier I had my neck up off the ground. I was trying to see what my legs look like. You don't need to lift your shoulders off the ground. 10, 9, 8. Don't get too sleepy. Keep on pulling those legs in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, relax. Let the shoulders drop. Let the hands drop to the side. Let your knees flop to the right, to the left. Maybe give your back a little bit of a crack, a nice gentle relaxation for the spine. Oh, and that is stretch number 4. We're moving on into stretch number 5, our 5th and final stretch. We're doing some side splits. All right. Before we do that, I'm going to scroll down in the chat real quick just to see if there's anything I need to address right away, because we've been doing a couple of exercises. Ricky Stone says, this looks fun. How long are you live? We run this live for about 60 minutes-ish every day. Yeah, and then I do Q&A at the end, answer questions, respond to comments for another 10-15 minutes typically. So it goes, on average, probably 75 minutes. So we go from 9 to about 10-15 Eastern every day. Whew. Oh man, I'm dusty. Looks like I need to sweep the floor. Okay, moving on. We're going to get into some side splits. Before we get into the actual side splits, I'm going to talk about safety real quick. I recommend that you have a wall behind you. I know this wall is not very high, but it's really a window, but get your butt to a wall. And the reason why I recommend this is because when we're in this side split position, at some point, inevitably, we'll be doing something that looks like this. We'll be wiggling, we'll be shaking, we'll be trying to get into a deeper stretch, we'll be maneuvering around on the ground. And sometimes, when you're maneuvering, you're going to do it a little too much because you're like, ugh, I'm trying to get into that deeper stretch. And you might go, ah, boom, and smash your butt into the ground. I was pretty low to the ground already, so the smash into the ground wasn't so bad. But if you're newer to the stretch, you are not quite as low to the ground just yet, you might fall from quite a bit higher, and it might hurt quite a bit more when your tailbone smashes into the ground. So what I recommend is you have a wall right behind you, roughly 8 to 12 inches, so that if you lose balance and you're like, oh no, I'm falling, if you scoot your butt back, your butt will catch you. Great. Maybe you won't react at all. You'll be like, oh no, boom. Maybe your mid back, your shoulders will catch you. Maybe you'll get really scared. You'll overreact and you'll be like, no. And then your shoulder will hit the wall and everything will be fine. All right. So try to do these stretches with something behind you to give yourself a little bit of support. If you start falling backwards, you'll gently collide with a wall really close to you instead of having your butt fall all the way down into the ground, hurting your butt and making you very unhappy. All right. That's it. I think we're ready to start. Let's go. We're opening up our legs decently wide, as far as you can without discomfort. So if your hips are starting to hurt at any given point, stop and bring your legs back in. Everybody's going to have slightly different bone structure here. So if you're like, oh man, Ken can bring his legs out this far without discomfort, that's crazy. I'm not anywhere close. There's some genetic component to your hips and how far some of the bones are set that causes or doesn't cause discomfort in the hips. So everybody's going to be a little bit different. There are some people who can drop right into a side split from this position like it's nothing because they have magic hips. It's a very, very, very small percentage of the population, but it's plausible and it's possible. So get to wherever you can go without discomfort and then bring your legs back just a little bit if you're feeling a little bit of discomfort, and we're ready to fold. We'll bring this belly button down to the ground. Whee! We're folding forward. When we fold forward, we get into a better position for our legs, for our hips, so that it's easier to get into a deeper side split looking position. So when you're here, I want you to try your best to squeeze out a couple more inches, widen those legs, and hang out a little bit. From here, I want you to try your best to put your hands on the ground. If you can reach the ground, great. If you're not quite there yet, you might need something to elevate your hands. Either some yoga blocks, a book, a chair. A chair might be a lot because then your hands will be like way up here, and that's also fine, but you won't be folding forward as much, and we need the forward fold, okay? From here, we're gonna externally rotate our legs. This is actually the most important part of the whole entire side split, so you gotta make sure that you do this, all right? Right now, so far, we have our feet down flat on the ground, right? Like they're normal, like feet doing feet things. From here, we're gonna rotate our leg backwards, which means I want you to rotate the leg so that your heels are down, your toes are pointing up, your knees are pointing up, your quad muscles are pointing up. And I want you to do that on both sides. This is where it helps to have your hands on the ground. From here, we're in our side split position. This is it. I want you to try your best to walk your hands back towards your hips a little bit, to put your body weight closer to right above your legs so you feel a more intense stretch. There's also the types of movements that are gonna make you fall and lose balance, so be careful. And when you're here, I want you to try your best to do a little wiggle from side to side, see if you can break the friction holding your feet back. And now we're officially in position. This is it. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Walk your hands forward. Oh, pull your legs in from underneath you. Oh, that first one, the first side split had quite a bit of explanation, so it might have taken a little bit longer than 30 seconds to get into it. And if your hips are tired, if your legs are tired, that is absolutely normal. So in this kneeling-ish position, if you can get into it, if you find another comfortable position, maybe kneeling is not good for your knees. If you're sitting on your side, just trying to recover from that, great. Chill for a couple more seconds. And when you can, we're going to come back up into standing. You can waddle around like a penguin if you need to for the first couple of seconds. We Shake out the tension in the legs. I think I saw with a quick glance, Phoenix says, it feels good. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Side splits are really intense. If you're feeling really good and comfortable in them, I'm so impressed. Okay. From here, we're going to start shaking out some of that tension in our legs, in our hips, and try to relax as best as we can so we can get into the second side split and get as deep as possible. Cool? So what I want you to do is I want you to shake out your legs. I want to flick and relax, whip them around, just flop, 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 flop. When your ankles are flying all over the place with like absolutely zero control, when your calves are swinging all over the place, when your legs are doing crazy things and they look like crazy inflated balloon things, then you got it. Keep on shaking out the leg until all the tension starts disappearing. Relax, 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 relax. Kick, 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 kick. Flick, 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 flick. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, shake, shake. And 5 to 10 seconds for most people is plenty. So let's go ahead and move on to the other side. If you need a very strict way to start to make sure you're doing it right, because some people like instructions, flick your leg out like you just got out of a swimming pool. You got out of or stepped in a pond. You got your feet wet and you're trying to flick the water off of your legs. All right, flick it as far as you can, and as you get more comfortable with that position, you can drop your knee a little bit. You can relax the ankle a little bit, reduce the range of motion. Don't flick as far, and we basically have that relaxing leg floppy shake wiggle thing. The goal here is to make sure all your muscles are chilled out as much as possible so that there's no tension, right? If your ankles are flying all over the place, they're not holding on to that much tension. They're not as tense. If your calves are, flopping back and forth on your leg, they're not going to be tense. If they were tense, you would move more like a robot, right? Oh, okay, we did our legs. We're going to work on our hips a little bit. What I want you to do is stand and put all your weight onto one leg. Drop the big toe, the ball of your foot, onto the ground with a knee bent. And I want you to try and bring the knee in, knee out, knee in, knee out, knee in, knee out, knee in, knee out. And I want you to get comfortable with this position so you can do it nice and fast and chill and gentle. There's almost no weight in this leg. I can lift it at any time and keep going. The toe on the ground just helps anchor it so you can control the motion a little bit better. And this should help to loosen, relax some of the muscles here in the sides of the hips. And that's it. Keep going. On the other side. Remember, all the weight is in the standing leg. This leg is bent. The big toe, maybe the ball of the foot is down. We're just shaking out the leg, getting these muscles here in the hip to relax as much as possible. All right, we're ready. Let's go. We're getting back into side split number 2. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. If you don't know what that means, it's usually about 1.5, 2 footsteps in front of the wall for most people. The bigger your feet, the smaller the footsteps, I guess, the fewer the footsteps. And from here, we're opening up our legs. Get as deep as you can while still staying comfortable. So if you get to the point where it's like, oh, that kind of tingles, there's a little bit of pinching here in the hip, bring your legs in together just a little bit, and we're ready to go. From here, we're going to fold, bring the belly button down to the ground. Breathe. Try your best to put your hands down. If you can't quite reach just yet, or if you can just only get your fingertips down, know that when you are folded forward in this position, you should be able to open up your legs a little bit more than when you are standing up. If you can, get your arms down on the ground. If you can't, you can use a prop. It could be a couple of yoga blocks, a small stool, a chair. Just be careful not to lose balance when you're leaning on it. Cool? From here, we are externally rotating legs. Again, this is the most important part. We are taking our feet from this position where they're flat on the ground, and we're rotating them backwards. The whole leg, is rotating backwards. The heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up. All right? We're doing that on both legs. You can't see the other leg that well because I'm too close to the camera, but I promise I'm doing it. When you're here, I want you to try your best to walk your hands back towards your hips. Oh, put that body weight into those hips and do a little wiggle from side to side. Woo! Break the friction, holding your feet back. Get into a deeper stretch. Feel the intensity building. And 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Try to breathe. Try to relax as much as you can. 23, 22, 21, 20. This is not the moment to be making crazy faces going, ah, this is awful. We want you to try your best to relax into this stretch. So let the tension go wherever it can go. If you got muscles that you're flexing because you're like, this hurts so much, try your best to relax as many muscles as possible. Breathe. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep on breathing. Don't hold your breath. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. Walk your hands forward. Bring your legs in. And, oh, man, that is side split number 2. Hopefully your hips aren't too tired. Your legs aren't too tired because we got a whole bunch more stretching to do. Come back up into standing. We're going to shake out the legs and shake out the tension again in the legs. All right, we're flicking the water off of our feet. Then we're slowly dropping the knee down. We're reducing that range of motion. We're picking up the tempo and flick, 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 flick. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. I'm going to do the other side. Flick, 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 flick. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Shake, 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 shake. You can also add in your arms. Be like a jellyfish, an octopus, and just do a little gentle movement. Flop your arms around and let the arms relax, because they did do quite a bit of work holding up your body weight, trying to keep you stable. So give them a chance to flop around as well. We're going to move on into the hips. Stand and put all your weight into one leg. Drop the other foot down, just the big toe, maybe the ball of the foot. We're going to bring the leg in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm exaggerating a little bit when I'm demonstrating, right? Trying to make this big motion so you can see it more clearly. But all you have to do is small and compact. You don't have to move quite as much as I am. Bring that knee in and out and keep it nice and gentle. In and out, 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 in and out. And if this is starting to look a little bit like a dance move, you're going to do some stinky leg, or I don't know, stinky legged junior. Please make it fun, make it enjoyable. Add in as much as you need to make this fun. All right, switch to the other side. Do that gentle movement, let the hips relax. Again, you don't really need more than 5 to 10 seconds, so I'm spending way more time than necessary to demonstrate, to encourage you to have fun with it. If you want, you can combine both of them together and you can do more dance moves. All right, bringing these in and out, open up those hips, and we should be ready to go for side split number 3. We just finished number 2. Okay, stand 8 to 12 inches in front of whatever you're prepared to fall into, and let's open up those legs as wide as you can. When you're starting to feel the pinching, the discomfort in your legs, bring your legs a little closer together, and we're ready to fold. Bring the belly button so that it's pointing straight down into the ground. Try your best to put your hands down. When you're folded forward, you should be able to open up your legs a little bit further without pain. So give that a try and see if your hands can come to the ground. If they can't, again, you can elevate them, and that is perfectly good. From here, we are rotating the leg. The foot was down on the ground. Now we are externally rotating, so the heel is down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. This opens up a little bit of space for us in the hips to get into a deeper side split, so make sure you do this. This is the most important part. From here, we are walking our hands back towards our hips, putting as much of our body weight into the legs as possible so that we get into a deeper stretch. Do a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can break the friction holding your feet back. And 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, almost done, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is it. Walk your hands forward, pull your legs in underneath you, kneel if you need to. Ah, grunt, groan, make as many sound effects as you need. And when you're ready, we're going to come back into standing. We're going to shake out our legs one more time. And we're going to wrap up with some joint checks. Make sure your body is moving well together. Hey, Killmonger, you just come back? See ya, man. Thanks. All right. Let's go. Final rounds of shakes. Shake the leg out. Right side. Shake, 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 shake. Other side, shake, 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 wiggle, 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 wiggle. Remember, add in your arms, let them relax too. Everything's cool, floppy, 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 floppy. If this looks ridiculous, it's okay. I hope you're doing this from the privacy of your own home. Nobody's judging, just me putting myself on the internet, letting y'all judge. What we're trying to do, again, is we're trying to relax as many muscles as possible. And if we're looking floppy, we're looking loose, that is the goal. We want as little tension in the body as possible so that our muscles are relaxed so that we can stretch as much as possible. We're not doing more stretching, so this isn't as important, but it's good to let some of that tension go so you can get back into whatever else you got to do for the rest of the day. All right? Let's work on those hips. Stand all your weight on one leg, ball of the foot toe on the other. We'll bring that knee in and out, 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 in and out. As you get more comfortable with this, of course, you can turn it into dance moves. You can do some stanky leg. You can bring your knees in and out. I don't actually even know what this dance move is called. I don't know what the name is, but we don't have to dwell on that. Let's focus on what you can take this to. The next level of this ends up being a little bit faster, a little bit more intense, and we're picking up the tempo, just like how we were shaking out the legs, and at the end we're shaking so fast the leg is barely moving anywhere, but you can see the ankle flopping all over the place, going crazy. We're going to do the same thing with this motion, and when you get the tempo up nice and fast and your quad muscles are relaxed, your whole entire thigh just starts flopping from side to side, and you got to go a little bit faster so that the muscle is flopping from side to side, but you can totally hit this point where you're doing this so fast your leg looks like it's like vibrating in space. All right. Whew, that is a good sign your legs are relaxed. So we're done with those. Let's do a quick joint check and wrap up. We're going to start with some hip circles. Slow it down, relax. What we just finished with was pretty intense, shaking out our legs at light speed. And now we're just going to do a couple of quick checks. Make sure all the muscles in the hips are chilling. Maybe they're a little bit tender, a little bit sore. If they are, give them a little bit of time. Give them a little love. Stretch them out a little bit. And we're ready to continue. Bring your feet pretty close together. Not necessarily touching, but not that far apart. We're going to pop into a bit of a squat. And I want you to bring your chest down towards your knees. When you're in this position, it's highly likely that your toes are going to start working pretty hard to keep you from falling forward. And that's what we want. So lean forward. Bring your knees forward as well so that you start feeling the stretch in your Achilles tendon, in your calves. They should be tense. Your toes are probably engaged now, trying to keep you from falling forward, which means your feet are probably also working real hard to keep you from falling forward. From this position, I want you to try your best to do a little bit of a calf raise. Bring that heel off the ground. Try and balance your weight between your big toe and your pinky toe. Come up onto the balls of your feet. Lift as high as you can and do a couple of those reps. If you're able to pull those off, you're probably able to balance, coordinate, work through the full range of motion, or a lot of it, combining your toes, your feet, your ankle, your calves, your knees, your hips, your quad muscles, all of that to help you do a bunch of fancy squats. All right? Which means we're pretty much done with our live. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working out with me today. Again, we do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching every single day to practice the number one quality, consistency. Because you can have the best plan, but if you don't follow it, if you don't do the work, it's not really the best plan now, is it? So we try to make practicing consistency a little bit more fun. Try to make it more consistent by showing up at the same time every day, 9 p.m. Eastern. Trying to send good vibes out into the world. And if it's more fun, hopefully we can all make a bit more progress in our side splits, in our hip mobility, and move a little bit better. Whew. All right, that's the spiel. I hope you enjoyed. And if you're interested in other content, side splits is basically, or this live is the only live where we do side split related stuff and flexibility related stuff. Most of the other content I make is about building strength, finding little bits of time throughout your day for a little tiny bit of exercise. As you know, stretching for 30 seconds can feel absolutely crazy on your body, and it's the same for exercise. You don't need to be at the gym for an hour every single day in order to get a little bit of exercise and help you move a little bit better in your normal day-to-day life. So check out the other videos that I make, and you'll find them naturally if you hit follow and you hit subscribe. Cool. All right, what else we got? One last thing. If you miss a live and you're feeling like you're missing out on any given day, we have a 15-ish minute video on YouTube. So it's a regular, long form video that's landscape and not like this short form video. And it goes through all the movements that we do in the live. I don't do any explanation. There's almost no talking. I think the only sounds in that video are beeps to tell you when the next move is happening. And we just crush the whole entire workout in one go. It's a lot faster because we don't take time to set up and get as deep as possible every single time and then do our 30 seconds. We just do 30 seconds and that's it. Wherever you get, you get. So if that's something that might be helpful for you, you need a little bit of inspiration without all the rambling that I do on YouTube. The YouTube account is at Splits on the Side, so the same exact username as on TikTok, as on Instagram. Go ahead and check that out. And with that, I'm done rambling. I'm going to check out the chat and see what's up. Travel Rexy says, username is Splits on the Side on YouTube and Instagram as well. Lovely. Thank you so much for typing it out for our folks. Ali Dahir says, appreciate it. Jess says, thank you. Travel with Roxy says, thank you so much for today. You guys are so welcome. Thank you for hanging out, practicing consistency, working on those hips and hip mobility and side splits with me. Tina says, thank you. Travel with Roxy is explaining the schedule. Ganowski says, thanks, guys. It's good to see you, Ganowski. Welcome back. Chareth, Emperor of Prep, says, my first time seeing you. That was really helpful. Thank you. Awesome. Amazing. I hope it's not the last time you'll be seeing me. Keep coming back, and we'll work on our flexibility together. All right. Kilmar says, thanks, Ken. And it doesn't look like we got any questions to answer, so this is going to be fast. Che sends a whole bunch of gifts. Thank you so much, Che. I appreciate it. Ange says, wow, so good. So good. We got a lot of people excited about suffering in our stretches together. Amazing. I love it. Teeny is responding to Ricky, saying it's about an hour. Yep. Awesome. Okay. I think we've hit most of the live comments, so I'm going to keep scrolling up. And she says, thank you, breathing helps. Absolutely. In all of our stretches and all of our exercises and pretty much all movement, you want to do a little bit of breathing. There's some things where your core is getting engaged, like if you're doing a plank, right? If your core is really tight and really tense, you still have to breathe. You can't hold your breath and just hang out in the plank. You got to take really shallow breaths. And just get enough air to keep your body functioning, but maintain the tension in your core. So it doesn't matter what type of exercise you're doing, unless you're sprinting and you're doing like a 10-second finish, you pretty much need to always be able to breathe. And when we're doing most of the stretches in this show, it'll probably be better if you take slightly longer breaths and slightly longer relaxing exhales. That'll help reduce some of the tension that's building up as you're in these deep stretches trying to freaking crush your leg into oblivion. And yeah, keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. However, there is one place where I recommend you take shallow breaths, and that is in the thoracic rotations. When we're in this position where the knee is bent, leg is straight, reaching across, and we're opening up, if you time it perfectly, you can inhale, exhale, and reach behind you. But when you feel like you're here at this very last little bit of space here and you can't really get any further, if you take a big inhale, your arm's going to come backwards, right? So if you're feeling like you've already reached your final little bit of range, you can take a very small inhale and exhale. And that will get you just a little bit more. Oh, man, now my shoulders are tight. I only did one rep. Okay. I'm going to keep scrolling and see if there's anything else to respond to, and then we'll be done. Daisy says, hi, Ken. Hi, Daisy. And says the body is responding well. Ganowski is here. Okay, I think I'm pretty much at the top of the chat. So we are ready to scroll all the way back down, see if anything else has popped in. Eamon says, do I need to make it hit my back? Yep, okay, definitely seen those. Cool, scrolling back down. Scrolling back down, scrolling back down, scrolling back down. Eli says, where are you based? I'm currently traveling. I'm in Asia right now, but I'm usually on the East Coast, and that's why I say 9 p.m. Eastern every single day. Chareth says, I have a question. My legs shake after the stretches. Is that okay? That is okay. A lot of the shaking happens because your nervous system, the system that connects to your brain and controls stuff, is usually, well, okay, if this continues for more than like 2 weeks, that's probably a reason to go get checked out. But if it's your first time doing some of these stretches and you worked really hard, you really contracted the muscles, and your legs are now shaking a little bit, that's usually okay. And part of the reason is because you're using muscles in a way you've never used before. Your nervous system isn't quite sure how to effectively and efficiently use those muscles just yet because it's not used that pattern of movement before. And so if your legs are shaking a little bit right now, that's okay. If you keep on doing the live every single day for like 2 weeks and your legs are still shaking a lot, as bad as it is right now, that might be a little bit of a reason for concern, because your brain should have figured out the patterns, gotten used to it, made it a little bit more comfortable for yourself as you practice and do more reps. So keep an eye on it, but it should be normal. You should be fine. A lot of the time, it's a sign that you're not quite strong enough for the things that you've been trying to do, right? If we hang out in the side split-ish position, in the pancake position, we're folded, and we hang out and we wait right like this for as long as possible, and we wait until our muscles give up because they just can't hold any more tension, your legs are going to start shaking, right? So sometimes if your legs are shaking like crazy, it's just because they've worked really, really, really hard and they need to rest. And they work so hard, they're quivering and can't figure out what normal function is like. So if it goes away in like 20 minutes and you're fine after that, you should be fine too. Cool? Okay. Oh, let's see what else we get. This is my first time. Thank you so much. I will keep that in mind. Great. Awesome. I think we are all done for the live and all of the questions over on YouTube. Yo, Rick asks, what is bro doing? Eduardo is telling us about Carnival. That's awesome. And dude, Eduardo, that's awesome. I hope you enjoyed Carnival. I mean, it sounds like you enjoyed Carnival. Welcome back to the live, and hope to see you again soon. All right. I think that's it. All right. One last time. We do 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching every single day to practice consistency, the number one most important quality. And we do it every day to keep it on a schedule, to make it a part of your life so that it's easier to stay consistent. We try to bring good energy to the internet, try to make it a little bit more fun, make it a little bit more entertaining, make it so it's not so lonely when you sit on the floor and you're going, my hamstrings, they hurt. So hopefully that combination of things, consistency, community, good vibes, makes us all get a little bit more exercise, helps us get slightly better mobility, better movement, and hopefully it all culminates into some side splits. Cool. I'm not there yet, obviously, but that's my goal. So hopefully, you'll join me along for the ride. Cool. That's it for me for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming in. I hope you're feeling a little bit more relaxed after the workout, and I hope you sleep well and you have a great rest of your evening. Goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Closing out the chat. See you tomorrow.